This is a problem when you get sponsored videos. You get people using the internet to make money. They talk so much crap. Like, this kit is $200 for this survival kit, but it's worth it because even this little knife, that's worth at least $50. And what fucking planet is that worth 50 quid? It's like a 1-inch blade made from really, really thin, bristle-looking metal. That is, if you're paying 50 quid for that, I've got London Bridge to sell you. Oh, also, since a nonce took office, there's a lot more.
I'm gonna shake my sister, I'm gonna shake my brother, I'm gonna shake my mama while she's fucking me again.
There's a lot of that kind of music, twangy music in the background of a lot of these videos. Another common thing is slagging off China. It's a lot better than some of these Chinese cheap knives. And really? And where the fuck was that made? Because I'm pretty sure you'll find that was made in China and then just sprayed with a different colour paint. And as soon as they try and sharpen it, the paint will come off and they'll say, made it in China. But 5,000 time price. Chinese are loving it. They're making China great again by buying all their stuff and then just rebranding it. It's a case of these are identical knives and they are patented, so it is identical. You can get from China for about 20 pence from something like AliExpress. 20 pence. That's how much it cost. Yes, it'll cost you a 50p postage, but it's like 20 pence. And we're supposed to think that spending, say, 50 times 4 is 200 times the price is going to be worth it. I'd rather have 200 Chinese knives of similar quality than one made in America, which is a heap of shit. And here are some more brand name items with this screwdriver, and it's got a horse pick, and it's got a knife blade and a screwdriver and a horse pick. And it'll cost you $75 in the shop. Better than those Chinese knockoffs that has, you don't need 1,000 tools for 50p when you can have 3 tools for $75. If those Chinese guys. I'm not going to say that all Americans are thick as shit, but here's a mirror. There's a $50 worth of a mirror. It's not actually a mirror, it's a reflective surface. And it's got a big lanyard, it's a bit of string. And there's an instruction manual for how to use the mirror. Are you insane?
Nice quality mirror with a little lanyard on it.
You can see it's not actually a mirror because he's pointing it and it's reflecting on himself and it's not actually reflecting him. So therefore it's not a mirror, it's just a shiny surface.
And it's got instructions on the back for how to use it.
Who does not know how to use a mirror or a reflective surface? Crows? Show them a reflective surface, they'll peck at it because they know how it works. Even a cat knows how. Americans apparently need instructions on how a reflective surface works. I'm not even going to bother trying to look up what the translation is of the measurement. Oh, we got some purification tablets here. They'll do like 1 tablet or 2 tablets will do a quart of water. What the fuck is a quart? I don't live in the 18th century. The reason why America still uses imperial measurements instead of metric is because they want people to be stupid. That's why they use things like Fahrenheit. Quarts. What the fuck is a quart? And yards. It's called dumbing down. It's to encourage people to think it's the 19th century. Another good example of the stupidity of this person is that he's using words in the opposite way that they're actually mean-ish kind of thing. Like, here's some power cord here. It's not the proper power cord. It's like the smaller version of the power cord. Okay, the reason it's called power cord is that it is parachute cord. It is string that they use in parachutes. So if it's not a certain thickness to be used in a parachute, it's not paracord. It's a bit of string. So in this $200 survival kit, you've got some patch material, his words, with a couple of needles. There's no thread with the patch material. There's no way to know what the patch is going to go on, although from that kind of patch, I say a tent from the 1960s. If you're going to have a sewing kit, have a sewing kit. If you're going to have a patch, it's got to be for something specific. There's no point in having a patch for something that you don't have. There's no point in having a patch for a tent from the 1960s if you've got a modern tent. It won't fit. It won't work. Yeah, it's like they've done this for weekend warriors who are never going to use it. It's just something they can brag about having. Pretty much everything he's bringing out of this thing is made in China. But he's just harping on about 2 items. Oh, these are American brands. Like basically one knife and the other thing, which is actually Swiss. And everything else is made in China. But he's making a big point. Oh, buy American, buy American. This tin is made in America. No. The tin is not made in America. Everything is made in other countries and then shipped to America where they put it in a tin together. Just because it's sold in America doesn't mean it was made in America. It's like British things. British things are not made in Britain. British things are just imported through common economic regions, like Ireland. And American products aren't actually made in America. They're just stolen or purchased from other countries and then rebranded. For a survival expert, he's not much of an expert. And his channel is one of these survival. It's called Kit Bashed Survival, I think it's called. I don't know. It's just one of these random videos. Oh, fucking leg. I suddenly got a nut out of my leg. Yeah, he's. I don't really know why they've got a green one flashing light and a red one flashing light and why they flash differently. Okay, the reason for this is the green light is a signal to people on the ground that you want to see it. That way you can put it in a position like on the back of your shoulder or something so they can see you in the dark, but nobody else can see it unless they're in direct line of sight. Yeah, and it flashes at certain intervals to indicate what's happening. You know, things are good, things are bad. The red light is for infrared scanning. So if you being picked up by a helicopter in the dark, you stick it on your head or your shoulder, switch it on, and they can actually see the little red LED from about 5 miles away because it picks up on infrared cameras. But people on the ground will not be able to see it unless they're pointing directly at it with something that will pick up infrared. If only you had people on the internet that actually knew what the fuck they were talking about. He's trying to justify the $200 price, and that doesn't include delivery. It's like $25 delivery charge. He's trying to say, well, yeah, I worked it all out, and it does come over just if you were to buy these things as a consumer, it will cost you just over $200. So it'd be cheaper to go and buy it yourself then, because you got a $25 delivery charge. But even that, he's lying, because he very briefly, I'll show how quick, it's like literally. It is literally that quick. He just puts it on screen and then takes it off straight away. Because he doesn't want you to actually see the price list he's made up. And literally made up. The lights, he bought as a pack, a multi-pack, to get them for £3 each. And he's got 2 of them for like £6. But that was only because he bought a fuck ton of them. And you can buy those on AliExpress for pennies, those little lights. They're like 10 pence each. Kevlar tripwire. That was not a Kevlar tripwire. That was a bit of brass metal, bit of brass wire. Purification tablets do not cost $11. That little jar would cost about $1. The signal mirror, which is a piece of plastic, how do you get £15 for that? Who would want to buy a waterproof notepad when you can't actually use it with a pencil? Why is it not focusing? Focus. Tinker? What the fuck is it? Okay, a mess tin. It's a single mess tin. That's all it is. It's not a stacking set. Mess tins, you come in a pack. And he's saying it's £18 for a single mess tin. I literally put on my little list of things I'm going to be getting from AliExpress. It was mess tins. It was a pack of 5 mess tins, actual proper military mess tins, for I think £4. The fishing kit, £15 for a fishing kit. The compass, 15 quid, which you can get for 50p. And I'm not talking Chinese brands, I'm talking like name brands. A pack of matches, 5 matches for 10 quid. What's it got? The ferrous rod, which is literally just a single rod, and it's something like a 5 centimeter rod. That's all it was. I had one open just now. The one that I'm gonna buy is 5 quid, and it's actually, well, it's £4 something. I think it's like 4.76. I think it was. It's one that I've actually put on my little wish list of my next shopping trip. Yeah, 4.59, and it's the complete kit. It's not just a piece of rod. It's your strike, your cord. It folds down into one pack. It's like a 6-inch job or 10 centimeter thing, and it cost me less than £5. And he's saying just the rod itself is 8 quid. He's paying 5 quid for a whistle, a plastic whistle. 5 quid for tinder. It's a cotton ball. It's a bit of cotton wool, and he's saying it costs $5. And a little bit of insulation tape, not a roll, just a little piece, is $3. And he's talking about his power cord, which is not actually power cord, is $2. The power cord, actual power cord that I'm buying, is $3, well, £3, but it's for 100 meters. So his bullshit price list, that he's actually basically just lying through his teeth. So the actual cost of all of this to buy it in the shops, not online marketplaces, but in the shops, to buy all this will cost you about 30 quid. That's what this will cost you. At the most, 30 quid. But going on online marketplace like AliExpress, you'd be talking about 10, maybe 15 quid for the equivalent. I will give you a quick example. This is a little shopping list I put up together for someone. Let me guess. Lots of background processes I didn't fucking want to have going in the background. Yeah, lots of stuff. Robbing my information is sending it back to Jamaica. Anyway, this is give a good example of stuff like the hand crank. I went for the expensive hand crank power generator to charge up my USB devices, so I'm spending 15 quid nearly. You can get them for a £5. Exactly the same, but smaller capacity. Your chain rope saw thing, 28p. Your multi-tool with your spoons and forks and screwdrivers and stuff is 4 quid. Anyway, mess tins. Let's see if we can zoom in on that one. I made a point of keeping the prices because people didn't believe how cheap it is. A set of 3 mess tins, and these are proper clip down steel mess tins. £2.64 for the mess tins. And he's putting down, how much did he say his mess tins are? Like 15 quid for a single mess tin? For fuck's sake. Talk about optimistic, but then this is America. Buy American, even though it comes from China. The way he's trying to validate how expensive everything is, he keeps saying the word consumer and China. If you are on a consumer level, not on a human level, but on a consumer level, to buy this whistle will cost you $30. Are you fucking insane? It's a whistle. It's a piece of plastic with a bit of metal on the end, which probably costs extra. It's not anything spectacular or special. It's a fucking whistle. And he's saying that's $30. They're all made in China. China. It's a whistle. And he's saying the only way you could get the price down is by buying 5,000 in one go. Are you fucking... This is before Trump's tariffs came in. This is from 2000, I think it was. Or 2000, basically when Trump was, first released in COVID. So it's a case of, he's trying to say the only way to get the price down to $1 for that whistle is to buy 5,000 at a time. And then maybe it'll be $1. Fuck off. Even 5 years ago, in 2020, you could pop down your local sports shop and get yourself a nice loud whistle for 50p. It's not anything special. It's not metal or made from chromium or made up bullshit fucking names. It's a piece of plastic. That's all it is, a piece of plastic. You can get them for 50p in pretty much any fucking shop. It's a piece of plastic. And you can buy them on China for about 5p. Maybe get 10 for 5p. The delivery cost is normally more than the actual fucking product right at this point. Everything there, from what I can see, comes from China, but they rebrand it as American and then multiply the price by about 1,000. And I'm not exaggerating, because people are stupid and they will happily spend 1,000 times the price if they think they can brag about it. Oh, look, it's got the American flag on it. Oh, where's it made? I don't fucking know. You don't fucking ask that question. Because they're idiots. It's that simple. It's like this big thing about getting brass wire. And people don't seem to get it. They seem to think, oh, we can use it for making snares. Or you could use a piece of string. Brass wire snaps. It's not rocket fucking science. It's wire. It's metal. It will snap. You try and make a noose out of that, it will snap. Bunnies don't sit still when you trap them. They bite off their own fucking leg. Even though the thing's packed full of crap, and yeah, I still can't believe he was charging like 20 or 30 quid for a bit of tinder. Basically, cotton buds.
A kit that has 6 Advils, 2 Imodiums, and 2 Benadryls.
Drugs that, what, in case you get depressed whilst the world's ending. They seem to emphasise a lot of stuff on antidepressants as opposed to actual practical things. I don't see a lot here I'd actually want. Not at that price. I'm not going to spend 8 quid on a bit of Ferris rod that may or may not work. American brand name stuff is notorious for being shit. I mean, really, really, nobody around the world goes, oh yeah, I'm going to buy American because I want it to last me. Nobody says, I'm going to buy American because it's the best in the world. People don't say that on telly, but even people like Tucker Carlson, he won't actually buy American. He'll say it, but he won't fucking do it. The occasional program of his I've actually seen, you can see in the background, he's got a lot of made in China stuff, a lot of made in Africa and Russian stuff, but fuck all made in America, apart from the inbred music. So the extra little bits he tried to put in doesn't fit, and so he's trying to force it down and force it closed, which is going to break the brass wire. It's going to break open the little tablet bottle he's got, which is glass for fuck's sake, and probably crush the tablets, as well as damaging everything else. When people put together these survival tins, these whatever you want to call them tins, they pack it so it's tight. The reason they pack it so that it's tight is so it doesn't rattle around and make a noise or break. These people, they do these programs as if they're experts, and yet they haven't got a fucking clue. So he had to crush it down, and then he had to put on 3 rubber bands to keep the lid on. Now, not only is it going to damage everything that's inside there, because a lot of it is fragile stuff, but, you know, the compass will probably survive, but a lot of the other stuff won't, because it's bloody fragile, like your sewing kit and things. As well as, it's not a steel mess tin, it's an aluminium one. It's going to bend. So, yeah, if he actually does try to carry that in a backpack, it's going to open. It's going to deform.